Alright, what's going on YouTube? This is Keith with Less Magic More Gathering, and today we are looking at Random Card Deck Tech volume number 21. Doing something a little weird today. Mono White Darigaaz. So let's take a look. Okay, like I said, we're doing something a little weird this week, which is, if you've watched our videos, right up our alley. So our random card for the week was Darigaaz Reincarnated. It's a Jund and 4 other, so green, red, black, 4. It's a 7/7. The heck just happened? 7/7 flying trample haste. If it would die, instead exile it with 3 egg counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, you remove an egg counter, and if it doesn't have any, then it comes back into play. So, the way I don't like having those egg counters on there, so we're going to do a mono white version of this with lots of control. Let's just jump right into what we're doing here. So, our enchantments, we're going with 4 copies of Baffling End. This is really good against your mono red aggro decks, any kind of aggro deck really that's got cheap creatures out there. Baffling End will get rid of them. We got 2 copies of Cast Out, 2 copies of Ixalan's Binding, 4 copies of Seal Away, 4 copies of Thopter Arrest. So all of those are enchantments that come in and exile either a creature or permanent that your opponent has played. So a lot of control in this. And the final one here, the final enchantment is Solemnity. So we get Solemnity out there, and that makes it so that when our Darigaaz gets exiled, it does not have counters on it. Counters cannot be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. So it makes it so that you can get your Darigaaz back every turn. If they kill it, it'll come right back. If they use a Cast Out or Seal Away or something like that, then we can, in turn use our Cast Out or Ixalan's Binding to cast out their Baffling End, or Baffling End wouldn't work, cast out their whatever, and get that back. So that was kind of the thought behind that. And we've got, as creatures, we've got obviously 4 copies of Darigaaz, and then we got 4 copies of Angel of Condemnation, which is going to play right into that plan of ours to do control. So we can either exile one of theirs or our creatures. If they try and attack, we can exile their creature temporarily to get it out of combat, or we can exert the Angel of Condemnation to exile it until Angel of Condemnation leaves the battlefield. Another thing we can do with that is, if we've got our Darigaaz out there, we leave up the 3 mana for Angel of Condemnation, and then we can exile it until end of turn to save our own creature. Or if you get a pair of Angel of Condemnations out there, they can save each other from other effects. We're also running 2 copies of Settle the Wreckage, and we've got 2 copies of Refurbish in here. Why Refurbish? We haven't talked about any artifacts, right? We're getting ready to. Hold on a second. So obviously we got 24 planes. How are we going to cast Darigaaz? We're not. We're going to use Thran Temporal Gateway to cheat it into play. So you can drop your Temporal Gateway on turn 4. On turn 5, you can directly put Darigaaz Reincarnated onto the battlefield. And nice thing about that is they can't counter it at that point because you're not casting it anymore. You're just putting it into play. So that's a nice, little cheat against control, because usually they're not going to care too much about your Temporal Gateway because they don't suspect that you're going to, get that much use out of it. But being able to cheat Darigaaz onto the battlefield is a big deal. So that's the deck. I mean, it's pretty off the wall. If you really want to use Darigaaz in a typical deck format, you can definitely go with like a Jund Reanimator deck. That deck's out there. Other people have done it. So, you know me, I don't like to do what everybody else is doing. So we went mono white with our Darigaaz Reincarnated deck. Another option that's out there is your Saproling with Fraley's, Song of Fraley's. Get a bunch of Saprolings out there. That one was suggested to me by another content creator, so thanks for that. I just ended up going a different route. I do like the option to cheat Thran Temporal Gateway into play, or not cheat Darigaaz into play with Thran Temporal Gateway, and I really like having Solemnity in here so that we can keep Darigaaz coming back. If they destroy it, we can bring it back every time. So that's the deck. This is definitely a budget one. You can get it on Card Kingdom right now for $36.40. So not too bad, and it's not gonna win every time, but it's a fun deck when you get it to work right. And in testing, it was actually pretty successful in being able to get the Gateway out there and drop Darigaaz. Now, being able to get the Gateway, Darigaaz, and Solemnity all out there at the same time sometimes doesn't happen, but that's okay. Like I said, even without Solemnity, you've got a recurring 7/7 trample flying haste, so that's a good threat to force your opponents to get rid of. So let me know what you think. What would be your favorite version of a Darigaaz reincarnated deck? How would you use it, and what kind of things would you put around it? I was going to get the cards together and play this deck for you on Arena, but the cards were not aligned. I could not get the wild cards that I needed to put this thing together. So even though I wasn't able to play the deck for you, no big deal. You get an idea of how it works. It's cheap to put together, so if you want to throw it together and play it against your friends, let me know how it does. We'd love to hear some feedback. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Deuces. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, come down here and press this thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to turn on notifications so that you'll see when we post new content. If you got anything to say, hit us up down here in the comments section. We always love hearing feedback and comments from people that are watching. Let us know what you think. See you next time.